r/ask Reddit. What under $10 item is a total game changer? This sounds like a BuzzFeed writer setting themselves up for an article. These under $10 items will change your life. A long phone charging cable. I'm talking like 6 feet or longer. 10 plus or bust. I can never go back. 10 featuring for bed. 6 featuring for office. 3 featuring for car. High quality pens. They just glide across the page and I could never go back to buying cheap ones now. This comment brought to you by the Pilot G2 gang. When I was laid off because of the virus, I had to clean out my drawer before leaving. I gave back my keys and card but said these pens are coming with me. A sponge on a stick. Can probably get 2 or 3 for under $10. No more squishing your hands into deep cups, thermoses, vases, mason jars, etc. I wash myself with a rag on a stick. Potato peelers. I was living a lie before I purchased one of these babies. I don't even know who I was before that. My roommate still refuses to use one and it makes me nuts how much potato gets wasted while she acts superior to me for doing it the traditional way. What exactly is traditional? Cause I grew up with my granny using peelers and there's many traditional ways that aren't used anymore for a reason LMAO. A small sewing kit. I moved out of home and my mum gave me one. It contained a few needles, string, spare buttons, small scissors, measuring tape etc. At first I thought WTF, I will never need this. I have now used that sewing kit countless times. Fixing buttons, sewing holes in clothes etc. Very handy. My sewing kit sat dormant for years but finally, about half a decade ago, a button popped off a suit and I was like, I've been waiting for this. Tongue scraper. Even if you brush your tongue well and think it's clean, you'll be surprised by how much cleaner it looks after one use. I noticed 0 tonsil stones after using a scraper daily. Causation or correlation? Not sure, but really pleased with results. An oven thermometer. I have a friend who fancies herself a baker and spends $ on fancy ingredients and shitloads of time in the kitchen and then wonders why her stuff always turns out dry and overbaked. An oven thermometer is good to have, but you can also use an instant read thermometer on baked goods. 2. They're not just for meat. You usually want an internal temperature around 210 degrees F for cakes. A clip for your phone in your car that attaches to your air vents, or something like that. Don't need to hold the phone in your lap when using the GPS or putting it in a cuff holder LOL. Get one that is magnetic. That shit is fantastic. A pocket knife. Picked one up for $5 and had no idea how frequently I'd use it until I actually had one. Be warned, could turn into an addiction. My spouse just bought a $150 knife to add to his collection. A library card. It's great. Having fun isn't hard when you've got a library card. A good hairbrush. I used to have a shitty comb and my hair was constantly in knots. I brought a Tangle teaser on sale a few weeks ago and my hair it's so smooth and less frizzy now. I swear by my wet brush. I have thick, wavy texture hair that used to take half an hour to brush and detangle. Not anymore. I also swear by wet brush. I never realized how badly other brushes hurt until I started using my wet brush. Now I will never go back. If you live in a city, earbuds to sleep. I came from a small town and the only noise were cows or church bells. When I moved to the city I now live in, my sleep would constantly get interrupted and my sleeping pattern got ducked up. Now with the noise gone I sleep far better. The noises were never really loud so it took me a long time to realize why I was always tired. I guess I could add to this by adding in a giant box fan. I suppose a bit more than $10 but still a game changer for good sleep. Knife sharpener. For expensive knives or family heirlooms you want to use a whetstone to minimize material loss. But for regular old box store kitchen knives just a cheap 2-step pull through sharpener is a life-changing event. Cannot agree more. I have a cheap double-sided whetstone and everybody comments on how sharp my knives are. I even offer people to sharpen their knives to improve my sharpening skills. A plunger. When you need one you need it right that very second. A dashcam is like a plunger. Everyone wished they had one after it's too late. A motion sensor light bulb. Got one from Amazon for the basement a few months ago for outside of the pantry. It turns off automatically after 30 seconds so you don't have to constantly pull the chain to turn it on off. I must have replaced the pull 3-4 times the past few years. That bulb has been my favorite purchase from the past 6 months. Meat thermometer. Really ups your cooking grilling and definitely worth the investment for a good at-home steak. Worth it just for reverse searing steaks. Garlic and a small bottle of olive oil can liven up pretty much any dish. Mince the garlic, or mash it with a pinch of salt on a cutting board using the back of a fork. Toast that beach up in a tiny bit of regular canola or rice bran oil. Be careful not to burn it, and finish the dish with a drizzle of olive oil. I use it for mac and cheese, grilled chicken, aglio e olio, shrimp, whatever. If you make a lot of Asian food, swap the olive oil for sesame. Cold pressed is best but may or may not show up within $10. My doll, we grew up less than fortunate and so period were just something you had to deal with. When I met my husband and was complaining the cramps were extra bad, he said just take some my doll. Take what? He went out and got me some and wow, makes periods so much more bearable. I swear by Naproxen and sodium. Aleve. Kills cramps all day. It's available generic so it's cheap and a bottle will give you enough to get through periods for over a year for like $3. It's one of the only painkillers I can actually take where I'm not having to take pills every couple hours on bad cramp days to keep up. Benadryl. As someone with allergies, I have tried 20 plus different antihistamines and nothing works as well as diphenhydramine. Shit makes me pass out and sleep for 10 hours though. Parchment paper. It's like $5 for a huge roll. I promise you, your cookies will come out perfect each time you use it. Also good if you're making multiple things in the oven. Just switch out the paper between items instead of dirtying 2 pans. This must be some kind of regional thing, because in Germany for example people would think you're weird for not using it in the first place. Definitely gonna go with toothpaste. Why don't you already have toothpaste? A first aid kit. Just recently I needed it and swore to myself to get one immediately after moving out. It's more than $10, but buy a battery charger. If you're anything like me, you won't believe how much money you're wasting on batteries for all your controllers, remote controls and other doodads around the house. Get a battery charger and a couple of packs of rechargeable batteries once, and then you're golden. I haven't had to buy batteries for years. Also, again, more than $10, but get LED bulbs for every light in your house. They're a bit more expensive, but they use a fraction of the electricity and they last for years. I replaced all my bulbs back in 2016 or so and they're still going. I can't remember the last time I had to buy a light bulb. I have a reusable floss holder that uses regular floss with it, so I have to string the floss onto it, but I have to neither throw away a bunch of little plastic things or try and jam one of my hands into my mouth. $8 for 3. Those plastic drain snakes for hair. Looks like a zip tie with a bunch of cuts in the sides to make it jagged. For anyone with bathroom sink shower/tub drains that are clogged, this thing is awesome. 10 out of 10 would recommend before buying harsh drain cleaners. Drill brush attachment. I clean everything with them. Couch, carpet, cement, counters. I guess everything that starts with a C. High quality spices. You don't even realize how terrible most commercial spices are until you get good ones. I bought a plastic folder with dividers in it to sort bills, important mail, receipts, etc. Even though I get so few physical papers I need to keep these days. This has been so great for my organization sanity. Now if I ever do need those things, they are easy to find instead of lost to the abyss. Motion sensor light for your toilet. Hear me out. You can see what you're doing without turning on the brightest light known to mankind. High quality tweezers. Can't beat high quality tweezers. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.